Hello students, as in previous class we discussed about the planning process. So there are mainly 7 stages that are to be required while you are preparing a effective and efficient plan for your business organization. So regarding about the detailed information on the stages in planning process, we discussed about that in a previous class. Now in this session I will going to deals with the last concept in a planning chapter, that is types of plans. So here types of plans, as a manager in the enterprise, they are going to prepare various types of plans to achieve the organizational goals and objectives and to ensure the proper working of the business enterprise and to monitor that day-to-day activities are conducting regularly and in a smoother manner or not. So for that purpose, the manager at different levels of management, they are going to prepare various kinds of plans. Let's discuss what are the types of plans that are to be performed by various levels of manager on their working nature. The first type of plan is single use plan. So the word itself indicates single use. Single means only one time. So here single use plan is a plan which is to be prepared for one time activity, that is simply known as a single use plan. So where it is a plan which is developed for only one time event or one time project. So those are not repeated in nature. Once you prepared a plan, based on that plan you are going to conduct the organizational activities. That is why single use plan is a plan which is to be prepared for development or for achievement of the goals and objectives for a one time activity. That is called a single use plan. So very simple meaning, single use plan means it is a plan which is developed for one time event or project. Those are not repeated in nature. So here once you prepared a plan, so based on that plan you are going to performing all the activities regarding about achieving a particular task or work. So that kind of plan is called a single use plan. Say for example budgets. So you are going to prepare the budget for 1 year, you are going to prepare a budget for 3 years, you are going to prepare a budget for 5 years, where the preparation of budget is not done day by day. So it is to be developed for a specific period of time. That is called the single use plan. I will give one more example, that is programs. Say for example day to day we are not going to conduct any program in the company. So we are going to conduct the program like once in a year, twice in a year or thrice in a year. So that is why we are going to prepare a plan. So that plan is called single use plan. So especially those are non-recurring in nature. So those are to be prepared for non-recurring activities. Say for example budgets and programs. These are the examples for single use plan. So very simply I am telling that single use plan means it is a plan which is developed for one time event or for one time project. Those are not repeated in nature and they are for non-recurring activities. For example, budgets or programs. This is about the first type of plan, that is single use plan. Single use plan means only it is to be developed for one time event or one time activities, that is called single use plan. Then second comes, that is standing plan. So here it is directly opposite to single use plan. So where in single use plan you are developing a plan for only one time event, but standing plan is the plan which is used for the activities that occur regularly for a period of time, that is called standing plan. So they are going to develop, they are going to prepare again and again. So for completion of a particular target, that kind of plan is called standing plan. So that is why standing plan, it is used for the activities that occur regularly for a period of time. Say for example, policies like marketing policy, pricing policy, and methods and the procedures. These are the examples for the types of plan that is standing plan. So standing plan is to be prepared for recurring activities, where the standing plan is a plan which is to be prepared for the activities which are repetitive in nature, that is which are recurring in nature. To complete that work, we are going to prepare the standing plan. So very simple meaning, standing plan is a plan, it is used for activities that occur regularly for a period of time. So those are to be prepared for the activities which are recurring in nature. Examples are policies, methods, procedures, etc. These are the second type of plan, that is standing plan. Then third comes, that is objectives. So as in previous session I was explained about the meaning of objective. So the first stage of planning is starts with setting objectives. As you know, objectives means these are the desired end of the organization where it want to be in the future period of time. That is why objective is also a type of plan where it deals with the desired end towards the activities are directed. So whatever the long term objective of the organization, to achieve that objective, the objective plan is going to provide all the kinds of direction, that is called objective. Say for example, increase in sales by 20%. The manager is going to decide in the next month or in the next period the sales of the organization should be increased by 20%. It is an objective that have a period of time. So it will be have in the future period of time. So to achieve that plan, it will going to give all the directions, that is called objective. I will give one more example, that is increased earning by 20%. So the manager is going to prepare a objective that in the next period of time our company profit will be rise up to 20%. So to achieve this objective, each and every employee, each and every department is going to work effective and efficient manner. So that kind of example or comes under objective. So that is why the objective may be in two types. One is objective may be in quantitative manner or objective may be in qualitative manner. So here the objectives are to be classified into two types. One is quantitative objective, which is expressed in numerical terms. Then second is qualitative manner. So qualitative manner, it may be result in the smooth functioning of organizational activities and changing the behavior, attitude of the people in organization and overall growth and development of the enterprise. That is why the objective may be set for individual or objectives may be set for entire organization. So that is why the objective may be set for each and every individual employee or it may be set for entire organization. So that is why the objective must be clear and that must be easily understood by each and every employee in the organization. Once you are setting the objective, it must be known to each and every one. Then only they can able to perform the work in effective manner. This is about the third type of plan, that is objective. Hope you understood. Objectives means desired and towards the activities that are directed. For example, increase in sales by 20%, increase earning by 20%. So where the objective may be set for individual employee or objectives may be set for entire organization, and the objective may be in quantitative manner or it may be in a qualitative manner. So once you are setting the objective, you must communicate to each and every department, each and every employees of the organization, and objectives must and should be measurable in nature and that should be easily understood by each and every human resource in the enterprise. That is about the third type of plan, that is objectives. Then fourth comes, that is strategy. So here strategy, it is a comprehensive plan to achieve the organizational objectives. Say for example, your intention, your objective is to increase the sales by 20%. So your objective is to increase the sales by 20% means how you are going to achieve the objective. So at that time you are going to develop the strategies, like you are going to prepare the comprehensive plan to achieve the objectives. So say for example, you are going to identify that providing of discount. If you would provide the discount means the sales would be increased, or you are going to provide offers. By providing offers, the sales would get increased, or by giving advertisement. By giving advertisement that may be given in television, that may be given in radio, that may be given in newspaper, or that may be given in internet. So you are going to developing the strategies to increase the sales of the organization. So that is why under this type of plan you are going to prepare a comprehensive plan to achieve the desired objectives of the enterprise. Your objective is to increase the sales by 20%. To achieve this objective, what you are going to using the strategies, that you are going to using the strategies of providing discount, providing offers, and providing advertisement in various means. By providing or by developing all these strategies, you are going to achieve the organizational objectives. So that is called strategies. That is why strategy is a comprehensive plan used to achieve the organizational goals and objectives. So to achieve the objective, we need to develop the strategies, that the ways available to achieve the organizational goals or objectives. This is about the fourth type of plan, that is strategy. The next type of plan is policies. So here policies are the general statements that guide in thinking or channelizing energies towards a particular direction. So here policies are the general statement that are going to guide in thinking and channelizing our efforts or organizational efforts towards a particular direction in which the organizational goals or objectives that are to be realized. Say for example, pricing policy. When you are charging or fixing a price for your manufactured product, at that time you are going to fix a price. That would be very easy, or that would be very crucial part. So when you are fixing the price for your product, at that time you need to go through the suggestions, you need to go through the guidelines, that is how the competitor is charging the price for the same product, and what is the demand for your product in a market, and what is the quality of the product that you are going to manufacture in your business enterprise. By taking into consideration of all those guidelines, you are going to charge the fair rate of price for your manufactured product. So that is why pricing policy or recruitment policy, these are the example which comes under the policies. But when you think of policy, means not taking the LIC policy or life insurance policy, fire insurance policy, marine insurance policy, not like that. So where the policy in the case of planning is, these are the general statements that guide thinking or channelizing our energies towards a particular direction. So that is called a policy. Example is pricing policy, recruitment policy, other. So these are the example for the policies. This is all about the fifth type of plan, that is policies. Then sixth is procedure. So I think all of you have heard the word, that is procedures. Here procedure means these are the specified steps or the stages that tells about how to carry out activities in a exact manner. They tell us a sequence of work that we have to do in achieving a particular objective or a specific work. So that is why procedure means these are the specified steps that tells about how to carry out activities in exact manner. They tell us a sequence of the work that must be done in achieving a particular work. Say for example, I will give a simple example. Admission procedure in a school or college. So when you are getting the admission into a school or college, at that time you need to go through the procedures. So what you have to do, first you need to approach the institution and you need to make the casual inquiry. So after that you are going to getting the admission application form. After getting the application form, you will going to fill the application. You are going to attaching all the documents which is required for getting the admission. After submission of application, you are going to making the payment of fees. After making the payment of fees, your name will be enrolled in that admission list. After that, you are going to attending the classes regularly. So like that, so you are going to following. Say for example, when you are getting admission in a school or college, at that time the student or candidate will approach the institution and makes casual inquiry with the staff, and where they will going to get the application. After getting the admission application, the candidate is going to fill the application and along with all the documents which is required. After successful completion of the admission application, so they are going to make the payment of admission fees. After making the payment of admission fees, the name of the candidate will be enrolled in the institution register. After enrolling, so the student is going to attending the classes regularly. So like these are the stages that are to be followed in getting the admission for a student in an institution. So like that, for achieving a particular work or to complete a particular work, there are series of stages that are to be followed. So those stages are called as the procedures. That is why procedures are the specified steps that tells about how to carry out the activities in exact manner. So they tell us about the sequence of work that to be done in completing a target. That is about the procedure. The next comes, that is methods. The next one is methods. So here methods provides prescribed ways or manner in which a task is to be performed and achieved. So where in achieving a specific work, there are so many ways or there are so many manner which is available to complete a specific work. At that time, the methods are going to prescribe about the ways or manner in which a particular task or work is to be performed and achieved. So that is why, say for example, when you go for a college or when you come for a college, there are various ways that are to be available. So in that way which is suitable to you, which saves time, which saves energy, in that way you are going to getting that way of completing the work. So that is why the methods are the prescribed ways or manners in which the task is to be performed. So that is why when you are choosing the method, it must be noted that so which saves time and which save cost for your business organization. That method is to be adopted in achieving a particular task. This is about the seventh, that is methods. The next comes, that is rules. So here rules means these are the specific statements that inform about what to do and what not to do. So where it creates discipline in the organization. The main intention of rules is maintaining the discipline in the entire organization. So to maintain the discipline in the entire organization, the institution or the organization is going to frame certain rules and regulations. That preparation of rules is also an example for the rules in the organization. So that is why, in simple words, rules are the specific statements. These are the specific statements that inform about what to do, what not to do. That is, what is right and what is wrong, which is to be prepared to maintain the discipline in the entire organization. Say for example, no smoking at the institution premises or organization premises, like no smoking or no admission without permission. So these are all certain rules that are to be followed in the case of working place. It is to be prepared. Why? Because of to maintain the discipline among the employees, as well as to maintain the discipline in an entire organization. So this is about the one type of plan, that is rules. Each and every organization, they have the rules regarding about discipline. So if any of the employee is not following the rules, means they will be punished. So that is why the rules maintains the discipline in entire organization. The next comes, that is programs. So here programs are the detailed activities about a particular project, so where it is important in implementing the plans. So that is, programs are the detailed activities that are to be undertaken in doing a particular project or completing a particular project. So which is going to leads important in implementing the plans which is to be developed in the organization. So that is why the programs are the detailed activities that are to be followed in achieving a particular project. So it is very important in implementation or execution of the plan which is to be stated by the top level managers in the enterprise. This is about the type of plan, that is programs. Then last comes, that is budget. So all of you have heard the word, that is budget. Then what is budget? Budget means it is a statement of expected result expressed in numerical terms. Where is easier meaning of budget? Budget, it is a statement of anticipated result that is to be expressed in numerical terms, that is in quantitative terms, that is called budget. Say for example, in an organization we are going to prepare various kinds of budget based on nature of work. For example, the sales manager is going to prepare the sales budget, the production manager is going to prepare the production budget, and the financial manager is going to prepare the cash budget or finance budget. So this is about the last type of plan, that is budget. So very simple, budget it is a statement of expected results that are to be expressed in quantitative terms or numerical terms. Example, sales budget, production budget, cash budget, cost budget, etc. So these all about the types of plans. It is very easier chapter and a smaller chapter. So what you learned in this chapter? In this chapter we learnt about meaning of planning, definition of planning, features of planning, importance of planning, limitations of planning, procedure, that is the process of planning, and the types of plans. This is all about your chapter number 4, that is planning in business studies syllabus. Thank you.